So what are some of the consequences to having a lucid dreaming practice? To which there really isn't much. I mean, all these little potential problems are good, at least in my eyes, going to be a pretty small problem and unlikely for the vast majority of people. Although, some of these things certainly can happen. Like, for instance, one of them is, say like you get really addicted to the practice to the point where like you're sleeping excessive amounts, your job goes down the toilet because you're not going through because you just want to sleep all the time and try have these lucid dreams, or relationships in your life fall apart because of that. So if something like that's happening, you get that addicted to the practice, that could certainly be an issue. But I would think anybody with like that addictive of a personality probably got kind of bigger fish to fry than worrying about, sleeping too much for the sole purpose of trying to have lucid dreams. Oh, and another one which doesn't list in here, but one that kind of happened to me is you could be potentially kind of like ostracized from your group, right? So for me, when I first started to get into this practice and realized lucid dreaming was a skill that could be learned, practiced, and improved upon, I was in it 100%. I was reading all the different books. I was trying to find anything I could out about it online. And I was also trying to talk to everybody in my life about it as well. So all my friends, my family and stuff, people around me. And, while they would humor me some and they would let me like speak, it always felt like I was talking to a wall because, honestly, they just really didn't care that much about it, which is actually why I ended up making my YouTube channel and, doing different stuff like that, just as a way to kind of get this stuff off of my chest. But anyway, some of the things he writes in here. So people could fear they won't be able to differentiate between waking life and dreams. But really, you don't even have to be an experienced practitioner, lucid dream practitioner. Even if you're just like a novice, but you have, some of the basics down, such as reality checks, how to do them properly. It's very easy to do a scientific test, essentially, and prove to yourself if you are indeed awake or in a dream. So that really shouldn't be an issue. It is possible to have dreams that can seem to last for hours a day or even a week. The experienced lucid dreamer will know enough to spot inconsistencies and the transitions from one setting to the next. And so I would say, like, as long as you're, into dreams, it doesn't even have to be like a lucid dreaming practice. Maybe you just have like a different type of dream practice or whatever. It's pretty easy to tell how much time you've been in a dream, right? Like for me, I can totally tell the difference between my dreams I have early in the night versus later on the night when REM, when your time spent in REM and each cycle is getting a lot longer. But then especially if you're lucid, time felt, in the dream versus like real time spent, in the waking world really is surprisingly accurate. And so this used to happen to me a lot is, I would be in my lucid dream, I would be trying to, put forth too much control. It ends up waking me up, dreams break down. And then anytime I do wake up, I always like to glance at the clock, right? To see what time it is, see how much more time I got to sleep or whatever, and then go back to sleep. And so if I could fall asleep quickly and re-enter the same dream and, be lucid again, I'd be in there, whatever, 5-10 minutes, dream starts to break down, wake back up, look at the clock, and it's been, whatever, 5 or 10 minutes. And, I was surprisingly accurate on that, like the extreme majority of the time. And I've even had instances where I was able to, push that out multiple times and like extend the dream a good like 30 minutes or so. What about people who have like a lot of different false awakenings? A nice kind of trick to get around having these different false awakenings is getting into the habit of doing the reality checks once you wake up, and then, if you do that and you really are in a dream, you'll be able to tell. And then if not, then, you pinch your nose and you can't breathe, then, hey, you're really awake, not a false awakening. Then he also talks about something called a false memory syndrome, which I guess is a real diagnosable condition. But some of the easy ways to kind of get around that, confusing some dream you had with the real waking life memory, is just to critically think about the events surrounding it. So what were you doing before, this memory you have, and what did you do afterwards? Because you should be able to check all those boxes if this truly happened in waking life versus in dream. But then he also adds this in there too. And if all else fails, a good lucid dreamer would have a detailed dream journal worth checking. So, like you have some memory, you're not sure if it's a real memory or a dream memory, go back through your dream journal. You can find it out in there if it was indeed a dream or not. One more potential downside to a lucid dreaming practice that I forgot to add in is if you get like extremely evil and dark with it, right? Assuming you weren't like that, before getting into your lucid dreaming practice, where because anything is possible within a lucid dream, right? Any type of experience can be had. It's totally possible to take that to some extremely dark, evil, and twisted places. And then, with repeated exposure to it, maybe you get desensitized to it, or, worst of all, maybe it causes you to start looking for similar types of experiences in your waking life, right? But then I could also see a potential, a potential positive, if you want to call it that, to it as well, where, maybe someone, because they have this outlet to do whatever they want within their dreams, maybe that could keep them from having, from trying to do that in real waking life and actually harming somebody like that as well. But, then again, too, because anything can happen within these lucid dreaming spaces, right? You can also have the most beautiful, bliss-filled, loved, love type experiences in there as well. So it kind of comes, with both sides of that coin. So yeah, just some quick things there. I think overall, though, lucid dreaming, what's the consequences to having that as a practice? Not really that much. To me, it's mostly good things. You can prioritize getting better sleep. You could throw in like a mindfulness practice, like a waking life mindfulness practice that really can help a lot with, sleep and dream work and things like that. So for the most part, I would say having a lucid dreaming practice is very good for your life. But anyway, that wraps it up. Until the next video, keep the lucid dreaming practice legit.